Asked me if I spent an hour with a voice coach yesterday. Save it for the show. Ready? 1, 2,
a birthing coach?
3. Hey! Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Download Youth Ministry podcast. Doug Fields here with my favorite drummer, Jason Carson.
Hey, thanks, Doug.
Senior pastor representative, Supertones guru, the queen of all youth ministry, Katie Edwards, junior high pastor, and Josh, unemployed.
Griffin, unemployed.
Sorry you got canned. No, if people don't know, Josh.
Yeah.
Did we mention on the last show?
No,
we didn't. But
we didn't. It was top secret.
mention.
It's hit news media. As a matter of fact, Josh is on the cover.
Oh,
Can we
my
zoom in
goodness.
on this?
Don't
You
zoom in
to.
on that.
You don't have
Don't.
to.
No.
Youth Worker
a handsome
Journal. John.
They use Photoshop on that?
Josh
A lot of
Griffin is
Photoshop.
on that. Josh, you're not.
You can barely recognize me.
You're
in
no
that.
longer the high school pastor at Saddleback Church. What's going on?
I am transitioning out of the high school pastor role here at Saddleback. Saddleback's still our church home, and we have loved it for 12 years. But we're moving into the next chapter of our life in ministry. We're really excited about it.
And what is that next chapter?
Well, thank you for asking.
Well, here's
Funny you should ask.
okay. Here's a guy who's Mike Shelley, who's heard about it because it's been on Twitter and the whole bit. I think CNNBC, SBN, ESPN.
yeah, CNBC was all over this big news.
Yeah.
It's a big story.
How will Josh stepping away from high school ministry at Saddleback affect DYM?
Affect DYM? That's a great question. It has been
In great ways.
It will. It will be great ways. I love Download Youth Ministry. I feel like that's part of the tension that led to the decision. Is I love youth workers and I love our students so deeply. And I even tweeted not too long ago that I don't think I can choose. Like I love them both so deeply. And it came to a point where it felt like the wisest decision would be to choose like that split focus. So I just feel like I could never really 100% give my all either way. And I love Saddleback dearly. And it's been some of the very best years of my life. I have incredible friendships and relationships. Ministry's in a great place. Mm-hmm. And so where I'm going to go into DYM, I'm going to go and do some speaking and writing and be a little bit of a free agent, I guess. I don't know.
That's great.
I'm nervous.
Why are you nervous?
I don't know. It's a big decision.
Yeah.
12 years in one place. I've only served in 2 churches, 20 years in youth ministry. I've served in 2, a small rural farm church in Michigan and a really big suburban California church. Yeah. And so I don't have a lot of experience with transition. And this one is so sweet. And the words that have been said, the lunches, like it has really far exceeded my any dreams. Like you...
Well, here's the reality.
Awesome.
You've done a great job at the church, and you've done a great job on your outside
Thank you.
opportunities. And from many years of blogging, what used to be More Than Dodgeball, to Download Youth Ministry, to speaking at youth workers conferences, to creating tools, to Download Youth Ministry, like creating that.
Yeah.
It was time to choose.
It was time to choose, and I've been very honored. And the church has been wonderful, and they're even setting us up to win in the next season of just like, hey, we know this is a little bit of a step of faith, and anything with Doug, who knows if it's going to work out? Just kidding. And no, they're thrilled for us. They're cheering us on, and at the same time, very honoring of 12 years. It does feel. I mean, today's literally my last day, and so it feels really heavy, but. God is in it, and I'm confident in that. And so could not be happier for...
Well, you've been, as your friend, who probably knows you better than anybody, at least at this table in this room, who we meet every week and talk a lot. You've been struggling with this decision for over a year, maybe not a year and a half. So.
Yeah, no, Ange and I were talking when we first were getting serious, like about a month ago, going, hey, this feels like we're coming to an end. She looked back at her journal, like her prayers, and she was like, Josh, we started praying about this 2 years ago. It was the first serious conversation.
Yeah.
And So it was not a knee jerk or thoughtless. I would say just the opposite. It was very,
I've been wondering what's taking you so long. The Holy Spirit was very clear to me about you.
Takes his time.
Yeah.
But some of the best memories, the best teammates, I mean, I would include my friend Katie among them. The best partners in ministry. I mean, I get to pastor her daughter last couple of years. That has been a gift. She's been pastoring my son. And so deep friendships that will last on. You know, we're not moving anywhere. We live 0.3 miles from here.
It only takes a spark to get a fire going.
I'll throw in some
Did
harmonies.
Doug Fields just sing on our podcast?
Yeah, I was in a voice coach yesterday, but we'll talk about that later. Josh, it's just getting so serious.
It is.
You know, for like 7 minutes.
I know.
Like nobody's made fun of one
It's
another.
fresh. It's fresh news.
Katie,
I'll make fun of
Katie,
it. No.
Katie's not even talking.
Katie won't even make eye contact with me right
how
now.
sad, mad, angry,
just
grieving. Have
daggers.
you gnashed your teeth? Yeah.
Total, a lot of gnashing.
We had
So
this really awesome lunch
Is
today.
what you are to sad, I am to happy? Yeah, because
a little more
we're going to
sad.
have an office right next door to one another.
Yeah. Sure,
McBee's
great.
outside trying to come in, so
in the middle of the show?
yeah, that's okay.
Dude.
Yeah,
It's Doug's son-in-law.
That's
exciting.
McBee at downloadyouthministry.com.
you can let him in. Yeah,
Yeah, let's just do it. Fine.
no, I'm excited. I'm excited.
Yeah,
Here's
I'm
what I'm
excited.
as his friend. I'm excited for focus
Sure.
and clarity, and him to actually have a life. You know, to try to do
totally.
so many things.
So great for him.
You know, he's you know, I get emails from him at 11 o'clock and midnight when he's up doing DYM stuff because he doesn't have time to do it during the day, and it was just time.
Well, and what's great is, honestly, like I definitely I'm a high capacity person. My hobby has been DYM. My hobby is youth, all of it. My life, this is my life. But I think as I've come to peace with this decision and processed it now for over a month, I know it's just public now, but I realize I'm burning the candle at both ends. That's not healthy. Making lots of sacrifices. Now, everything's great. Marriage is great. Kids are great. Church is great. DYM is booming. Like, everything's great. But I'm actually glad we're making this decision before there is smoke, before there is fire,
great,
before there's fallout or problems or drama. Like, I feel like everything is on top, and even the people that I'm handing the ministry to are some of my dearest friends, most incredible, capable people. It was time.
It's so different than what you tell me on Monday nights when we get together. He's like, man, Fields, I took that ministry from you and made it better, and I basically built it to the point where there's nothing I can do to improve on
that's
it.
exactly how
And
it goes.
so
Yeah.
it's time.
Well, it was
to
kind
go.
of in shambles when I took it over from
Yeah.
Fields. I was like,
Definitely.
man,
It's crazy.
Yeah.
someone's got to turn this thing around.
Easy act to follow. No. Can I say this, JG? You're a hero not only to me but to thousands of youth workers all over the country. I mean, I'm sure everyone
Well,
watching.
maybe hundreds of thousands. If you
Yeah,
have
well, hey, he's
Youth
a
Worker Journal,
cover of a magazine.
Youth Worker Journal.
That's
That's
a really good
youthworkerjournal.com.
The timing of it is great. I'm
So-
waiting for someone to start a meme that says, gets on the cover of Youth Worker Journal, resigns the next day. Like, okay.
That's pretty great. But I told Josh earlier, just a few minutes ago before the show started, that I saw one of your leaders on your team did an Instagram post. I don't even know who she is, but it was because he was tagged. Like I saw it in the feed, and so it brought tears to my eyes. I've been talking with Josh also for over a year, a little on and off about this, and so I kind of knew like where his heart was, and so I've been preparing for this. But Josh, you've been, I hope you know this, man. We're gonna get like real right on, but you've been a mentor to me and a dear friend and a dear brother. Like I remember when I was going through all my transition, you were one of the most special, real people that I talked to that whole time, and I talked to probably dozens and dozens of people, like just real vulnerable. I remember you crying with me at the junior high Saddleback camp that I spoke at.
Yeah.
I remember you celebrating the journey and just being there. And so, man, the mark you left on this ministry here, you have impacted thousands upon thousands upon thousands of high school students that will be changed for eternity. So, pretty awesome.
Yep, amen.
Well done, man.
And amen. I was
JG,
actually telling
a hero.
Jim Burns, who is my youth pastor, about. He was like, hey, Josh is leaving, and this is my line when I talk behind your back, which I don't like to do this in front of everybody, but when I talk behind your back, I say he's one of the greatest human beings I know. And you really
Amen.
aren't. You are.
Yeah.
You are great.
Amen, bro.
You're getting
great.
me. If you're trying to get me, I got big
Okay,
old. You're getting
back
me
to
right.
reality.
Yeah,
Hey, this is episode
let's answer the
188.
question.
Got
It's
tears in their eyes.
It's
You
the
look-
cry fest of
Enough of this crap. Let's talk youth mystery.
Katie hasn't even said a word. But this very emotional podcast
Brought to you by
by Orange.
Conference.
And the Orange Conference is April 27th through the 29th in Atlanta. It's an event for the entire family ministry team. And I love their tagline, quote, "Come discover how to make what you do on Sunday matter more than what you do during the rest of the week." Kathy and I are consulting a family ministry team right now, and they are bringing the whole. You're crying, you crybaby. Yeah. They're bringing the
Can't
whole.
believe she'd do that.
They're bringing the whole team.
Everybody's excited for you. I'm mad.
I'm mad that he stayed so long, so I understand.
Oh my God.
I understand. I've been trying to do
I didn't
Download
see
Youth
it
Ministry
coming.
all by myself.
Sorry.
This conference is designed to help you build a comprehensive ministry strategy from zero to college while getting realigned, hearing new ideas, networking with innovators, and having fun. We'll all be there
Yay.
Yes, we will.
filming a podcast, actually.
I got nothing else.
So will,
Here we
so
go.
will Reggie
Keep 'em
Joyner,
going.
Perry Noble, John Acuff, Kara Powell, and more. If you're listening, watching,
I love
and
all
will
those
be there, let us know.
So excited.
We
Are
are.
we going to do a podcast there?
We're going to try. We're going to try to do a live show.
Oh, yeah.
Reggie,
That'll be great.
come and sit in on it.
Yeah.
We should do a bunch of
I
shows.
love him.
He's unbelievable.
If you are going, let us know you're going to be there because we're going to do a special DYM meetup. Speaking of DYM meetups,
Oh boy.
Can they hug Josh if they come to this thing?
absolutely.
I can
Here's
use
the
a hug.
deal.
Josh
Here's
can
the
use
best way to support Josh is hire him to
Just send
speak.
$1 in the mail.
Hire him to speak at your 6th grade graduation.
Or summer camp.
Summer camp speaker.
Winter
I'm in.
camp.
I'm in.
Be my
You-
winter camp speaker next year.
I'm not sure you can afford him. Katie.
Yes, I
My rates are pretty.
geez.
Yeah. $11 a talk.
No, here's the great deal. You're going to be out. You're going to be out having great ministry with great DYM friends. People are going to book you to speak at conferences. You're going to be great. We're going to share an office next to each other.
stoked.
We're getting that shit. Do you know
Stop
that?
talking about all the fun you guys are going to have sharing an office and stuff. I
Well-
mean, this is like raw.
It is raw.
You've known for a long time.
It doesn't make it any easier. And I haven't known that long.
Okay, here's the deal. We're still doing the podcast. You're not quitting the podcast,
No.
right?
Yeah, you can come hang out. In fact, the
Love
new
it.
studio is going to be between our offices. That's real.
All right.
Is it?
It really is. It's you, then the studio, and then me,
Oh, wow.
which is cool.
How about you than the studio than me? Why do you get... I've been in those offices longer.
Mine is in like no windows. It's like an inside office.
okay.
Yours is like you have an outsource. I'm happy to switch.
Nope.
DYM offices coming soon.
.com.
So here's
That's
the
DYM
deal.
offices.
Katie, here's what we're doing. We are creating something in September called the DYM 100.
That's exciting.
Are you sure we should be talking about this?
Yeah. We're going to
You should
tag
post
it.
You let it
September
go,
12th. It's such a great day.
It is a great
That's
day.
it is. Hey.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What?
My anniversary
wedding
also.
anniversary.
Both of ours.
Kathy's birthday.
And we're not married though,
My
people.
birthday.
We have different.
Yeah, that's
September
second
21, 22, and 23. We're inviting 100 people. Calling it the DYM 100.
DYM 100.
We're having our but we're inviting people. We're not opening
So
up.
how
It's
do you get in?
exclusive. How do you get in?
Well,
I
do
think
you
we
get
should have
invi-
talked
am
about
I
this
invited?
before the show, but how do you get into the 100?
Can I get invited?
Yeah, you're invited.
Am I like,
Oh, put Katie on the list.
Yeah.
I'll be number 12.
Am I invited? That's
Well,
the
actually, you'll
question.
be like,
Jason is not invited.
Oh my God.
don't worry, he can't hear us.
Here's the deal: is
senior pastor
we're trying to
or-
find,
Okay.
Katie. We're trying to find who are the 100 people that are like, I use DYM, I love DYM, I listen to the podcast, I use the resources, I'm a member. We're trying to find the 100 like they're in.
The
They don't
diehards.
need
The
the
diehards, yeah.
diehards. They
The
don't
faithful.
need convincing. We're gonna hang with them. Desserts at my house. Play,
committed.
hang,
my gosh.
like the good old days.
Drink
Totally.
Diet Coke. It's going to be
You
great.
guys should invite my dad. He's your biggest
Your
fan.
dad, he
Okay, but
is.
see, we need to find out.
Well,
we don't know who they
You're
are.
already down to
He's your
98
staff
now.
every
Yeah.
Okay,
weekend.
see, then
He's a raving
he
fan,
would be
though.
on the
He's
list.
an
So
awesome man.
we're actually going to put an application together. It's going to take Allison, how long is it going to take to fill out the application?
intense.
10 minutes?
3 hours.
10 minutes.
Did we land that that's how we're going
Is
to
it
do
online?
this?
Josh,
'Cause my
we've been
dad's-
running this company without you.
He's kinda old. He
If you
doesn't know how to
just
do
I'm really excited to get on board with DYM
starting
at some
tomorrow,
point.
you can help. You can help be a part of some decisions.
So the DYM 98, we've already given away 2 spots.
Yeah.
We've given away more than that.
man.
Katie's dad.
But here's the
That's
deal:
right.
if you want an application, send an email to dym100
Yeah, the number 100.
at downloadyouthministry.com.
That's
dym100 at downloadyouthministry.com.
I love the what do you owe?
dym100 at downloadyouthministry.com. Hey,
We're gonna.
we
play
also
a
have.
laugh.
That's
It's going to
exciting.
be the greatest hang in youth ministry
I
history.
can't wait.
I seriously would like to come. Can I?
Yes, you're going to come.
Yeah, well, we might do.
Well,
a
here's the
podcast.
other thing we're going to
Can you
do.
wear
Be
a
nice to
suit
be
and
invited to your
tie,
house.
though? That
If
would be nice.
if people want to, they could actually come out a little bit earlier than the 21st or the 23rd
yeah.
because the Orange Conference is going to be a 2-day Orange Conference in Orange County.
Oh, yes.
And we're going to tag it
cool.
onto that if they want to come out
Bam.
early. But that's
Why wouldn't they?
two separate deals. We'll get them a deal for the Orange Conference.
Absolutely.
But DYM 100.
Come
be
to
a part of it.
California, learn about youth ministry, and then hang with us for a couple days.
And go
I want-
to Disneyland.
Can I get an invite too? It's going to be great.
No. Also, sponsors, YM360.
Yeah.
We love them.
We've been trying to update their logo behind us there, and it's because they've changed their.
We have it. I saw it.
Yeah,
it was
but it
printed
didn't
in
fit.
white.
It didn't fit
Oh,
our
it didn't
frame.
fit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
YM360.
go to YM360. But,
We love them, and they have given away a leader copy. They're going to give away product to everybody who comes to the DYM 100.
Whoa.
Really?
I
Amazing.
haven't asked them, but I know they will.
It's more of a faith. It's a faith.
Allison, will you make a note of that?
This show
please?
is just on fire.
Yeah,
Yeah,
This is great.
They will give away something,
That-
as will
They're so generous.
as
I'm
will
sure they will.
our other
They're
sponsors,
so
Leader
generous.
Treks.
Are they going to give away something too?
They're going to give away
them.
something too.
I love them.
Azusa Pacific University, not sure they'll give anything away. But
degrees.
here's the deal.
Scholarships.
We're all going to have
Scholarships.
great new
Full
t-shirts.
scholarships.
We will.
No, they'll give away they'll give swag. We
Yeah.
got some APU swag.
That's right.
Cookies, free scholarships to the master's program.
Here's 85,000. How great would that be if they just gave away one?
Can you imagine?
Hey, do you think we could convince them to give away one or a scholarship? Seriously, to one of the DYM 100? Just a half partial. I don't know. I'm making this up.
Yeah, to a master's
To a
program.
master's program degree.
Yes.
That would really be cool.
We've done that before. We've got people scholarships.
This is getting crazy.
Yeah.
Hey,
Called
be glad
scholarships
you're.
or is it called
Be glad you're number 98.
I'm excited
grant?
about this.
Financial assistance.
grant? Yeah, I don't know.
Because the 100 are in a raffle for something like that.
We had to set this big ball.
we're-
We
Can you
pull out a
imagine?
thing.
You want $85,000.
Based on how people fill out their application, we're going to choose 100 people.
So
and
wait,
invite
so if
them.
they fill it out and they're like, "This is kind of boring," they're not coming.
Well, if we don't feel like, they're not real raving fans.
Oh, okay.
And,
They're out.
But here's the first people to hear about it are people listening to the podcast.
Boom, baby.
I love it.
Because we haven't gone public with it yet. Just with a couple people. This is from
I feel
David
like
Brown.
people should send in a video so that we can see.
Allison
their-
thought that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously.
I thought
Videos are fun.
too much work.
Those are fun.
But you really get a sense for people's like.
Maybe if we have some that we're like, we're not sure, would you send in a video?
Were you gonna say? I was gonna say face, and you're like, I don't know.
No, just
They're
like
a redhead. I don't know if we can
A
bring
1 minute video. That'd be amazing.
All right, this from David Brown says, getting ready to leave out today on our big winter retreat Thursday through Sunday with 50 plus students. Is it me or can anyone else relate to running around with your head cut off, parents texting you, and you still haven't packed? LOL.
I can relate.
Yes. Yeah,
Everybody can relate to that.
absolutely.
Yeah.
That's like a normal day. For
Hey,
me.
what
That's
you
not
want to
even
do is
winter
we got a
retreat.
lot of questions, but send your questions to webshow at downloadyouthministry.com. That's
That's
webshow at downloadyouthministry.com. This is from Todd Peerage.
Todd.
And he says, hey, Doug, Josh, Katie, and especially Jason, I'm a DYM member,
wow.
early adopter,
Oh, he's DYM
and fan
100.
of the show.
DYM 100.
DYM 100.
Right it on top right
I'm
now.
going to.
Done. Todd.
Wait, is he in without an application?
Hey, he is
this.
tweeted.
The insanity.
No, if you're
Oh, look, he's got albums.
if you're an early
Now you're in.
adopter,
Now he's in.
an early
Yeah,
adopter
put
are
'em
the
on.
first people that signed up for the membership when we launched it, and that's really
Yes.
what launched our company.
Yes.
We had this crazy idea. We said if we can get 100 people to do it, and we had over 100 people do it,
Wow.
and we call them our early adopters,
Yeah.
legacy members, and they are like
They have like black membership cards they carry with them.
me want to weep.
We've taking care of
because
them?
they started DYM.
They have DYM in their veins.
So here's what he says.
97 spots
I've been in youth.
Todd's in.
Todd's in.
I've been in youth ministry for over 20 years and have seen fads come and go. Yes, I wore a WWJD bracelet. It seems like the contemporary Christian music boom has fizzled over the last few years and continues to decline. What are your thoughts on the future of contemporary Christian music in youth ministry, or are those days behind us? What was your favorite or least favorite youth ministry fad? P.S. By the way, I still have these Supertones CDs. And he sent a
nice.
picture of all
There
the
he is.
Supertones.
You want them
CDs.
autographed?
That is adorable.
Hey, can we
Which
get a
one are
special
you?
Supertones concert
I'm
for the DYM 100?
that
Oh my
guy
gosh,
right there.
Jake.
The tall, handsome one.
All right. I
When
can't-
everybody comes
it's a
to
little
Doug's
blurred
house,
out.
can the Supertones do an acoustic set for the people that come out?
Bro.
Our singer lives in Colorado.
Yeah.
Fly him out.
But
what, what does
Hey,
that
we have
mean?
96 spots
down.
left.
The singer of the Supertones will be at the DYM 100.
Dude, how fun
This
would
is
that
getting
be?
so good.
I kind of want to go now.
Do people even know what the Supertones are?
No, it's old news.
I mean, I do, but I'm old.
Fun.
I'm old.
But Todd's old. He's 20 years in.
20 years in. So
Yeah,
what?
he's our
Contemporary
age. Yeah,
Christian
super
music. Contemporary Christian music. What do you think?
Okay, I love the fad question. That's a great one.
It's fantastic.
I think contemporary Christian music is definitely on its way out. Absolutely. Yeah. It's never going to be as big as Michael W. Smith, Newsboys before the new lead singer.
Friends forever.
Two songs in
Song, one show.
When the
One
Lord's
show.
the Lord of all.
of them.
Yeah, breathe through my nose.
And the friend will not say never,
cause the welcome will not end.
Can you see the slideshow of the
And
youth
always
group
I'll
stuff?
Let you. Did someone
All right,
die?
come
Are
on,
we
here we go.
graduating?
In
What's
the
happening?
Father's hands
And
we
we
know that a lifetime's not too long
Live.
to live as friends.
Great show, everybody. Great show, everybody. We'll see you next time.
That should have been the end, bro. Oh man, no. I'd say Christian music. I've seen it change so much over the last 20 years. It's just tough now on the platforms, and when we all remember the days when it was like DC Talk and Newsboys and Audio Adrenaline were the bands. And
I remember the days when Altar Boys.
yes,
I don't
That
even
was
know
my
what
favorite.
that
That was my
is.
first favorite Christian band. I love them. Yeah, GLM, gut level music.
Pod 182. Love them.
Pod.
POD.
But yeah, there's a lot of bands still hitting the grind, but it's hard. I've talked to many bands that have toured, and they pretty much have to fold because they don't make money anymore. Lots of bands out there, and so there's lots of really good, unless you're big, unless you're Toby Mac or one of these huge artists that
Jeremy Camp.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. He's
Do you remember that?
what?
The early podcasts. Only rewinders would
You're
know
right.
this.
That's
I didn't know who
old.
Jeremy Camp was.
That's right.
And people are like, right, you don't know who Jeremy Camp was?
But that
you
was
go.
10 years ago back. I would say this. Don't you think the resurgence in worship music,
yeah.
the Hillsongs of the world are still selling out massive
Oh, yeah.
stadiums?
Chris Tomlin and Hillsong.
Yeah,
are
Tomlin's
selling
killing
out
it.
stadiums.
But I would say that's different. Worship music, I
Bob
know that's
Dylan.
like a genre or whatever. It's different than CCM in my mind.
Agreed.
So I think worship music
Yeah.
is roaring where CCM's kind of on its way out.
But how many kids in youth ministry buy albums anymore?
How many people call it
Good.
CCM?
Yeah, I don't know.
Not too many.
What would you call it?
Nothing. I don't know.
I would call it Coldplay and
Christian
Katy Perry.
music.
The other stuff's on its way out.
But right. I mean, kids, all they do is just stream music or go to YouTube.
All right, here's the deal.
and
When
it's
you
Taylor
send your
Swift and
questions
Shawn
into
Mendes.
webshow at downloadyouthministry.com, that's webshow at downloadyouthministry.com, let us know your opinion on contemporary Christian music and who your favorite.
Yeah, I think I'll throw up a Twitter poll as well and just say.
What about, he also asked about fad. Real quick, what's your youth ministry fad?
I think WWJD bracelet is what he'd mentioned. We actually did a yarn at the end of a series, and it was a fantastic experiment. So I think some of the old stuff that's passé and done and over is totally available to us now in youth ministry. So, I mean, this is 4 months old, and it's still on my wrist. So really, really fun. Means a lot to me when students see it. They're like, oh, I remember the purple yarn was from the commitment of da-da-da-da. It was awesome. So I think bring them back. It's fine. It's fun.
How you doing with that yarn commitment?
Not good.
He broke it last night.
Yeah.
All right, you got a
oddly
fad,
specific.
Katie? No? Got a fad?
Lock-ins? No, I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
they-
that's a terrible.
The junior high ministry that I'm involved with right now is doing lock-ins. It
See?
made me
That's
think
good
of
youth ministry. What are you guys
neon,
talking about?
neon camp shirts.
They're back.
Sad.
They're so back, though.
Oh yeah.
This is
Neon
from
is it.
Jenny, Fogt. How would you say her last name?
Fog.
That's not real.
It is.
How would you say it, Katie?
Fogt.
Maybe the T is silent. It's just fog.
Maybe.
Fauget? Fauget? Could it be French?
Fog.
Oui, oui.
Or could it be Fogget?
She's the director of student ministries at Trinity Blythewood United Methodist Church. She's also a BS in youth ministry and Christian education in Indiana Wesleyan University. Hey, everybody, I'm a youth director at a Methodist church near Columbia, South Carolina, a DYM member, and I absolutely love the web show. Thank you, Jennifer. That's DYM100 at downloadyouthministry.com.
What's Jennifer's last name?
Fogged. Yeah, would you send a pronunciation, Jennifer? Okay, because
I think we should invite her to the DYM 100 just because.
94.
That way, you know what?
Just to find out.
Yeah.
Well,
Send in a video that
saying
only Katie
you
will
love
watch.
the web show
That
is
helps.
going to get you to the next
That
round.
helps.
One of the biggest challenges I'm facing right now is building up my team of volunteers. More and more, I'm noticing that most of the people who volunteer are women. With so few men on board, it's very difficult to find men to go on trips with us, even though we usually have more boys than girls at our events. That's unusual. I wonder if the fact is that I'm a single woman is influencing the number of men who want to volunteer. Is this a struggle lots of people face just because men are less likely to volunteer for things? But ultimately, I wondered if the four of you have any ideas on how to specifically encourage men to join the team.
No, I love it.
Do you think it contributes?
That she's a single woman?
A single woman
I would
leading
think
the
more
ministry.
men would want to join the team.
Yeah. I kind of think it wouldn't necessarily be a disadvantage.
Yeah.
No.
I would just say this. I'll just weigh in first. I would say when it comes to leading, I think men are fearful of a massive commitment that you're asking them to make. So you're like, I need to serve for 2 hours a week for 50 weeks. And guys are like, I don't know if I can commit to that. That is just a major commitment of time. So I would say an option would be if you need them for an event or for a retreat, don't ask for a year-long commitment. Make it something very manageable
great
and
advice.
very specific. And once they get the bug, they're in for a lot more.
Yeah. And don't you think, too, that most youth ministries out there don't have strong leadership enough to say something that specific, like we need you for 2 hours a week, this hour, and it's probably so vague. Like if we're talking on average, youth ministries across the nation, it's probably like, hey, can you come help out the youth group?
And it's a vague,
And it's
wide open.
I don't know what I'm getting into. So I would encourage specificity.
That's a good word. Specificity.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I would encourage that. I would encourage if you're reaching out to people and seeing that. And then I always tried to do that too. I was always discouraged on my leadership teams. I had usually around 30 to 40 leaders for our youth ministry, and the girls so often just totally led the way in numbers, in spirituality, in leadership. And I just challenged these guys that I worked with. I said, you guys, let's be men of God. Let's step up and be the men that God has called us to be. Let's step into the roles that He's called us to do. Start recruiting your friend. Why? We certainly don't want to make anything a competition, but why wouldn't we be? You guys need to be good husbands one day to lead your household. You guys need to be men of God to step into all that God has called you to be. And so why not start now? And so I really encourage them with that. But
That's awesome.
I think too, maybe if there is one guy on your team that you can identify as someone who can be the voice in the church to other men, or even if you have somebody that oversees men's ministry or something like that, just making sure that your perception of what the role is out to some of those people who can be inviters to the team for you. So, if it's one guy on your team that you're gonna be like, hey, can you be my guy that just goes after the men in our church and helps them understand what God's doing, and again, sharing cool story, having other men share cool stories of what God's doing in the youth ministry and in students' lives. Like those are just such attractive things, I think, to any leader.
And I think just be conscious of gender. Obviously, she is right now, but go, okay, when I'm in front, what pronouns am I using when I talk about our leaders, and am I inviting men into this or women? I think this does work both ways as well. I think just be very conscious of it, especially when you're putting somebody up front.
what if she did that? What if up front she says, I need some men of God to step in and do where the Doug's making Todd looked different. I like
Todd looks like George Michael a little bit.
Just going to take a picture of that and send it to him.
Oh, I didn't see that he didn't have teeth. I just saw the
doesn't
earring.
now.
It was a very special earring.
Yeah.
Oh, poor Todd from the DYM 96. No, too bad.
All right.
Any other thoughts?
I think men can ask men. Katie said that. I think stereotypically we tend to attract people that we are. Mm-hmm. So if you're a young college student leading a youth ministry, you're going to tend to attract young college students. If you're a 43-year-old mom, you're going to tend to attract 43-year-old, mom, middle-aged moms. And so we need diversity. And so you find the people, like Katie said, to say, hey, be the recruiter, be the finder. This is a team effort. It's not just, if you're the lead youth worker, it's not just your job to fill the team. It's everybody's.
I bumped into one of Katie's volunteers about an hour ago here at the church, and she was
she crying too that you're leaving?
She was actually. She was actually very ticked off that she didn't know before it kind of was public. So I apologize, but she looks nothing and acts nothing like Katie. That's what I love. Amazing woman of God who you have recruited and is on your team.
Are you saying that Katie's not?
Katie is a woman of God, more or less.
How do you feel about that?
I was agreeing on that part, but everything else is very
nothing
different.
like her.
And I love that because some of the best youth workers in our ministry, don't look like us. Yeah. If I was to list who are the best people, best volunteers, they are not 41 and old guy like myself. They're much older or much younger. They're all over the place.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I love that you think you're old at 41. That's
Bro,
great.
1 foot in the grave.
Saying that. That's too
1 foot in the grave.
I'm the same age as you.
41. Yeah, but you look like you're like 32.
41 is pretty old, John.
How old are you, bro?
41.
Really? All three of you are
41?
41?
41? How old are you, Doc?
68.
You hold your age real well.
Thank you.
AARP called.
AARP called 3 years ago. I'm 53, very old.
Sorry, man.
I could have been all your parents.
Sometimes when we pause the show, we pray for somebody. I just feel led.
Maybe
It's like 12-year-old dad, Doug.
Yeah.
My husband's older than you.
That's awkward.
Your husband is older than me.
Wait, your husband's older than Doug Fields?
6 months older.
Wow.
I know.
Wow.
So,
you married an you're 33. So he's 20 years older than you?
I love it when Elliot laughs.
Elliot,
I wish we had a video just on Elliot, like in the lower part of the screen, and he just.
That'd be great.
Yeah, because
what if we did
Elliot
a little
cam.
lip?
Yeah, an Elliot cam, because with that beard, he's a little creepy.
we need one and Pokemon t-shirt.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, just a tiny bit Unabomberish.
Yeah. Put a sweatshirt on that guy. I'm turning around. I'm going. I'm using the other door.
This is from Aaron Woods. Aaron said,
It turned out real well.
This whole part is just cut.
See, here's the deal.
We're back. Elliot, we're back now. Elliot, cut here.
But Elliot probably assumes we listen to it after we record it.
True, yeah. Katie's never seen a single show.
When life is difficult, this is from Aaron Woods. When life is difficult, how much do you share with students? We want to model a faith that says God is good even when life sucks, even in grief or anger or depression. But people aren't generally keen on being a part of the process. People like to hear the finished stories. Quote, I was angry, but God healed me, rather than I am angry and God feels distant, but I still believe he's good.
This is a great question. I'll chime in here. This is a rough one because while I really believe in vulnerability and showing people that you're not perfect and acting like there's some kind of Christian museum going on, you gotta be genuine with people. But you're also, man, when you're dealing with junior hires and high schoolers, you can't just say, hey, I just cheated on my spouse or something. I mean,
you probably shouldn't be leaving.
Probably.
Let me give you an example
Yeah, I
of
guess
temptation.
that would be
For Jason, that's just
robbed a liquor
minor character flaw. Sure, we got room for you on our team if you're a man.
No, but you know what I'm saying? If you say something rough enough that a kid wouldn't understand or doesn't have the context for, it's true. You have to be careful to not lead someone astray and make someone just like, what if they have some crazy judgmentalism on them, or what if their parents are that way, and it gets back to the parents, and I mean, you could really do some damage. So I think balance, and I think discernment in it, and maybe just if you're wondering is this across the line of what I should share or not, seek some good counsel to ask somebody if it's a good idea to share this with junior hires or not. Right?
We had a training that went out to our members a couple months ago from Heather Fleece, that talked about why sharing pain is appropriate. Yeah. Maybe Allison, could you Google the title of that real quick, and we can find it. It was excellent. Well, if you're not familiar with our trainings, members get they get 8 things every month in addition to their money back on store credit. But one of the things, they get a 10-minute video training to share with their volunteers. And Heather did it and
knocked it out of the park.
It's called Sharing Your Story, if you want to look it up on the DYM website. I think there's a line. My joke that I've made for years is I tell youth workers, yes, you need to be transparent and be authentic and genuine. You just need to know that you don't want to say, yes, I struggle with lust, and you 3 volunteers in the back are killing me. You don't want to be, wow. I think you want to be careful about that, but I think at the same time, you want to share pieces of your story. And the reality is, part of all of our story is doubt.
Yeah.
And confusion. And if you haven't had doubt, or if you haven't had confusion, I'm not sure what faith you're living out. Right. But there is doubt and confusion and frustration. And like, I was behind a license plate, a car just behind the license plate,
hovering in the air.
There was this license plate that said something like, God never lets us down. And I thought, I can just imagine so many people. It's like, well, he's let me down, and to say that he never lets us down. Now, he that may be theologically true, but it's not in our perception of how we experience that. So what does that look like too? I think you share you journey with them. I think, what I used to say a lot, hey, I'm 1 week ahead of you. Yeah. I've read to the end of the back of the book. I know who wins at the end, and I'm part of this journey as well. So come on, let's go. And I think you just have to find that fine line.
Well said.
Go ahead. No, you go.
I think there's different levels of struggle too. I mean, sometimes we're letting kids into pain that is. I had a youth worker friend who was battling cancer. Mm-hmm. And so I think there are times where we can invite people into a prayer process with us and invite them into being part of the journey. And so, I mean, a sin issue struggle obviously is something that, there's some layers to, and you want to be, thoughtful about how transparent you are with some of those things. But I think there's just so many different levels of pain and struggle and things like that. It's not always something like that. Sometimes it's just, I'm battling something else, or I'm having a really hard time with loneliness, or there's things that you can invite people into praying for, and invite people into that process of checking in with you, and I think students can be a part of that.
I think vulnerability, authenticity, all that is like an invitation to students to listen to what you have to say.
Yes.
And it also is an invitation for them to share their own pain and hurt. I think that is true, but I also think there is a dance, there is a line, there is some, if you have doubt about what you should share, I think you got to pray it through and or don't share that, honestly. If it's doubtful, just err on the side of caution. At the same time, when you lean into and are very genuine and honest and open, students respond to that so well. They realize you're not perfect, you're not superhuman, you're not Jesus. You are a fellow journeyer in this battle. And just a practical tip on the end of that. Whenever we have students share, like they're sharing a vulnerable story, oftentimes we default to that, like, here's a little bow at the end of the story and everyone's happy now. My parents got back together or whatever. And what we've added and talked to the students about before they would ever take the stage or ever share their story is just a little line at the end that just says, I don't have it all figured out. I still struggle. And this is still an area that's very tender for me, but I'm committed to following Jesus as we walk through it.
That's great.
So something that just says, hey, like if that student shares a testimony and they're honest and they're vulnerable, and then the next week they fail and they're at the party or they're out with their whatever, I don't want their whole life to be ruined. And I don't want everyone to go, well, my faith was depending on your vulnerability and now I'm shattered. So we just, a little admission at the end going, I don't have it all together and I might screw up this week, but I'm telling you where I'm at with Jesus. I think that's a powerful,
Good.
powerful
So
way.
last time you taught high school kids here, when you were telling them that you were leaving, did you tell them the truth, like, I hate this place and I can't wait to leave, and the people I work with are jerks, and
Well, Katie
they don't
primarily,
treat me well, and I'm overworked and underpaid? Did you tell them what you tell me, or did you just be like, oh, I feel called to serve youth workers. It's time to go. Let's just do this.
Doug, you're unreal.
Friends are friends forever. No, I know you.
The Lord's the Lord of them.
Trying to bring us to a conclusion.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. I would say there is vulnerability in that, and give them reassurance that this is something that God's called me to.
Yeah.
We're going to end, and it has been painful. Like the text, everything's been beautiful and wonderful and awesome. There's also been one of our freshman girls. Her name is Abby. She wrote me all caps 3-screen text like, "Do not go. My faith depends on you. I need you to stay." Like, wonderful and sweet and great. And so I'm going to journey additionally with her because this has been really difficult. So we're gonna talk about it. But I think being open and inviting them into your life is a key to being a good youth worker.
Yeah.
So it doesn't mean it's always pretty or always great, but it's an essential.
Good. This show, 188, was a good show. It's kind of like the Josh is Leaving show. It's a lot of fun and laughter. Serious. Katie cried.
You sang.
You sang twice, 3 times.
Well, I did meet with a voice coach.
Oh, save it for the show.
Next show.
Okay.
Okay.
and we already filled 5 spots on the DYM. What's that?
280.
Oh, 288. Yeah. We're moving towards show 300, and we've got Allison has got plans. Oh,
Yeah,
Hawaii?
big plans.
We want to do show 300 in Hawaii.
Waikiki Beach.
here's the deal.
Ruth Chris planning meeting, right?
DYM100 at downloadyouthministry.com. Questions to webshow at downloadyouthministry.com. Thank you to our sponsors. Orange, see us at the Orange Conference.
We'll be there.
Come on,
Yes.
hang with us.
Give Josh a hug.
Please.
YM360.com.
Yeah, Leader Treks, Azusa.
LeaderTreks.org.
Best sponsors in the podcast business right there.
Yeah, there you
We
go.
love 'em. And they're
Okay.
going to be sponsored the DYM 100. So send an email to DYM100 at downloadyouthministry.com.
And book Josh for speaking gigs
Please,
so his kids
please.
can eat.
95 spots left. 95 spots
Got to
left.
pay the Sprint bill.
All
Trying
right.
to get in.
And we'll send photos. We'll send photos of Elliot. See you next show.
All right. Elliot
Bye.
Cam.
Elliot.